there are many stories of ships around the world which are famous. Some are popular among people because of their qualities and some because of their mysteries. Today we are going to tell you about some such mysterious ships whose unique incidents remain a mystery till date. Whoever hears about these incidents is forced to think. By the way, these incidents are not very old. But still more than 70 years have passed since these incidents. Friends, before starting, let me tell you one thing, that please listen to these real stories of real incidents carefully, because today we are going to tell the whole story of every incident. So pay attention to the words being told in the story as well. And also to our words, which we always tell you that if you like the video then please like it and subscribe to the channel for more such videos. Let's start. Hello friends, I am Damas and you are watching Mr. Damas number 1 SS Baicho. The real ghost incident of this ship is interesting. But before that, know about this ship, actually the beginning of SS Baichimo. It started out as a simple cargo ship. It was initially called the SS Angerman Wayne. It began operating in Sweden in 1914 during World War I, primarily as a trading ship between Sweden and Germany. After the war ended, the British seized it from the Germans as compensation. The Hudson B Company of Canada bought it in the 1920s for about $18. It was then renamed the SS Baicho. The Hudson B Company kept the ship busy for a few years, often sailing as far north as Siberia, Alaska, the Yukon, and the Northwest Territories from its home port in Scotland. It even passed through the Panama Canal and even the Suez Canal while trading for feral fish. It sometimes carried passengers as well. The ship had faced the seas on about 9 different voyages, and finally, this streak of good fortune came to an end one day. So this was the introduction of this ship, and now begins the fate of the ship. Actually, since 1931, the ship had to face heavy ice and storm because in October 1931, like many archaic ships before it, it was stuck in ice, and some of the crew of the ship laden with goods stuck among the ice went towards the nearby city of Barrow, Alaska, but 15 out of 22 people decided to stay near the ship to try to save the ship, or at least the $58 worth of goods and other cargo. Then Hudson's B Company also sent supplies to help them in the winter. Then people built a shelter with tarpaulin and other materials on the ice near the ship. That is, they made a shelter with tarpaulin, and it is said that they also unloaded the ship's cargo there. Then it is told that during the same time, on November 24th, there was a snowstorm in this area, and after it passed, the ship did not come anywhere. In fact, it is said that the ice platform on which people had camped with tarpaulin remained solid. But the ship was freed from its icy prison. Many of the crew members who stayed there thought that it had sunk, but soon after an invader contacted them and said that he had seen their ship 72 kilometers south, and from here began the story of this ghost ship. Then what? The crew went back to their lives. But the ship continued to float in the Arctic waters as a ghost ship for many years, and people started calling it a ghost ship. It was seen intermittently in 1933, 1934, 1935, and 1949, and last till 1979, which made it one of the longest running ghost ships in history. It remained unmanned for years. The last recorded sighting of SS Baichimo was in 1979. But in reality no one knows how it remained on the water for such a long time, and if it kept coming, then why did it keep coming to people intermittently, and where did the ship go? Where does it go? From time to time the ship has also been evading sea explorers, and something similar happened in 2 years that the Alaska government demanded to find and retrieve the ships lost in the waters of Alaska. Because about 4 ships had disappeared from their coasts, but it is said that even then nothing has been found about this ghost ship. No signal was received nor anything was seen. Now nobody knows when this ship will come in front of people. Who knows, it may not come at all, but whatever happens, this is the real story from beginning to end of this mysterious ghost ship seen till 1979, which has been shortened and told in different ways at different places. But still, if you want a special video on any one story, then without thinking, give us your opinion in the comment. Number 2, Orang Maidan. It is about the month of June in the year 1947. At that time, many ships were passing through the trade route in Malacca, and during this time an SOS message reached that all the crew members of the ship have died. Actually, SOS messages are sent in emergency situations. Then, recognizing the signal of that ship, all the nearby ships reached there to help the ship in trouble, and something similar happened here also. Now recognizing the signal of that ship, all the nearby ships headed towards that mysterious ship from which this signal had come. But let me tell you that the closest to this mysterious ship, the merchant ship, was the Silver Star, which reached it quickly. Then when the crew members of the Silver Star reached that mysterious ship, they were stunned to see that there were dead bodies scattered everywhere. Many people even had their eyes open. Looking at those dead bodies, it seemed as if they were scared of someone, but the most surprising thing was that there were no marks of any kind of injury on the bodies of the dead people. It seemed as if they had died mysteriously. Later, when the crew members of the Silver Star reached the boiler room of that mysterious ship, they started feeling very cold. While the temperature there was above 100 degrees Celsius, the Silver crew members said that this was a very surprising thing, and after seeing all this, then the crew members of the Silver Star quickly decided to go to their ship. But before the crew members of the Silver Star could reach their ship, smoke started coming out of that mysterious ship and it caught fire. However, somehow the crew members of the Silver Star reached their ship, and as soon as they reached there was a huge explosion in that mysterious ship, and the ship sank into the depths of the sea in no time. Some people blame a mysterious power behind this incident, while some people believe that a cloud of natural gases had formed there, due to which all the crew members of the ship were killed, and the ship also caught fire. This mysterious ship is known as the AS Enigmatic. By the way, who was responsible for this incident has not been known till date. People also call this AS Enigmatic a ghost ship. By the way, what would you like to say about this incident? Please tell in the comment. Number 3. Octavius. This famous Octavius was built in the mid-18th century, and it was sailed into the open sea in 1761. This ship sailed from England to somewhere in Asia with a crew of 28 people. However, the ship reached its desired destination after about a year. But on its return journey, it could not prove to be so lucky, because the weather was so hot and the sea was so calm. The captain of the Octavius decided to make his way through the Northwest Passage, which is a route that connects the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans through the Arctic Ocean around northern Canada. Because of the good weather along this route, he decided it was worth the risk. But unfortunately, the risk was not worth it. Once they reached northern Alaska during the fall of 1762, the ship disappeared. Its last known location was Utah, 250 miles north of Alaska. It was never heard of again until its fateful discovery. But in fact, it was discovered off the west coast of Greenland about 13 years after its disappearance. In 1775, a Velocite ship called the Herald discovered the ship stranded off the coast, buried solid in ice. After 13 years, the ship had decayed somewhat, but not enough to prevent the crew of the Herald from searching for supplies. When the crew went aboard, the Herald found all 28 crew members of the Octavius frozen to death below deck. Crew dead due to freezing cold temperatures. The sight was disturbing. All the crew members were frozen, sitting or lying down as if they had been before. The crew of the Herald found the body of the captain of the Octavius sitting at his desk in his cabin, pen still in hand as if he had just written a note. Next to him were his wife and child huddled together under blankets as if they were taking a quick nap. They also found a sailor with a tinder box nearby, as if he was trying to warm them up before they succumbed to the lethal temperatures. Horrified by this discovery, the crew of the Herald took nothing from the ship except the captain's notes to find out what had happened to them on the ship. It was from those notes that they discovered that the last log written by the captain was dated November 11th, 1762. This indicated that the crew had been dead for 13 years but had been waiting to be discovered by the ill-fated ship before it succumbed. The last recorded location of the ship in the captain's log was about 250 miles north of Utah's Fire, Alaska. This location is near the start of the Northwest Passage, while the location of their discovery was at the end of the passage along the west coast of Greenland. Judging by the last recorded location in the captain's log, it seems that Octavius did indeed succeed in traveling through the Northwest Passage. But with no survivors on the ship, neither historians nor medical experts have been able to give a firm conclusion about the fate of the people aboard the Octavius in 1762. While such deaths due to hypothermia or exposure to cold temperatures were not new, the bodies being in such a state at the time of death was certainly unusual. It seems very strange that the captain of the ship was writing in his notes immediately before dying of cold. Many other people were also in such a position which did not seem to be a normal death. It is possible that the world may never know the answers to these questions, but one thing is certain, that the story of the mysterious and hair-raising real incident of the Octavius ghost ship still exists, and the question is, what would you like to say about this mysterious incident? Pirates, sea monsters, some invisible power, or normal death? Please give your opinion in the comments, and if you like the video then please like it. Number 4. Flying Dutchman. It is believed that this ghost ship has been wandering in the seas cursed for the last 400 years. There are many stories about this cursed ship, due to which it always remains in the discussion. Seeing this ship is considered a bad omen. It is believed that if a person sees it in the sea, then he and his ship are completely ruined. Many television shows and popular films have also been made around the world about this cursed ship, and not only this, many people have also claimed to have seen the Flying Dutchman. However, no one knows how much truth is there in their claim. By the way, let me tell you that the famous writer of the 20th century, Nicholas Mansure, claimed to have seen it in the Pacific Ocean during the Second World War. There are various beliefs and assumptions about the Flying Dutchman ship. A common belief about this ship is that it was a vessel. The captain of the ship was Hendrik van der Daan. He was also known as Dutchman. It is said that in 1641, the captain of the ship Hendrik van Holland set out with his ship towards the East Indies. However, after the journey, when he started returning to Holland with his passengers, he made some changes in the route. He directed his vessel towards the Cape of Good Hope. The passengers sitting in the ship were not happy with this decision of the captain, because they had to reach their home quickly. Further on the way, the ship encountered a terrible storm. The ship was completely destroyed in this storm. In this tragedy, all the passengers inside the ship died, and it is said that all the unhappy passengers of the ship cursed the ship by cursing it while dying, and since then this ghostly ship is wandering in the sea. The mystery of the Flying Dutchman ship has not been solved till now. Although many people have claimed to have seen the ship, no one knows how much of their claims are true and how much of them are just a story. Flying Dutchman is still a subject of mystery. Number 5. MV Joyta. A few decades after being built as a private yacht, only 79 feet long and a sturdy little ship that was being used as a cargo ship. In 1955, she set out on her last voyage from Samoa to the Tokelau Islands to pick up a cargo of copra. The journey was supposed to take only 2 days, but when the MV Joyta did not make port, the New Zealand Air Force launched a search and rescue operation on October 6th. Planes scoured 260 square kilometers of the Pacific Ocean, but no one was found. Several weeks later, in November, the captain of the MV Joyta ship, Gail Douglas, found it adrift at a 45-degree angle more than 970 kilometers from its original route near Fiji. The scene was as terrifying as it was shocking. No one knew what to call the sight of a half-submerged, broken, and severely damaged ship, but whatever the situation was joyous, as something lost had been found. But amid all this joy, there were many questions. The most important thing is this: that its passengers were not coming anywhere, and in answer to these questions today, there are hypothetical talks that something like this must have happened, but it did happen. No one has been able to claim this till date. The captain's logbook, navigation equipment, and guns, as well as the life raft and cargo, were missing. The doctor's bag left behind contained some medical equipment and a bunch of blood-soaked bandages. Joyta's radio was tuned to the International Maritime Distress Channel at 282 kHz. All was stable at 10:25 minutes, so what really happened? How did the ship reach this condition? Where did the passengers go? And if they went somewhere, then why did they get stuck on the ship? All this remains a mystery till date. Yes. Later there were many rumors like seeing blood-soaked bandages in the medical bag. It was speculated that some passenger or crew member must have been injured because there was also broken glass there. It was speculated that maybe some crew members must have been injured. Some people said that Joyta must have gone through some kind of serious incident like a rogue wave, waterfall, sea earthquake, or storm, but such an incident does not seem likely. because the boat was almost unsinkable due to its buoyancy. It was believed that the passengers did not see it, meaning that no incident like a sea earthquake would have happened because especially in bad weather conditions, it does not seem possible to escape from the ship's emergency boat. Many such rumors spread, but no one claimed anything and the mystery of MV Joyta remained intact. So these were the incidents of 5 ghost ships. If you want to know about more such ghost ships, then tell us by commenting, and if you liked the video, then please like and subscribe to the channel for more such videos and support our team so that we can continue making good videos for you in future as well. So we will meet again with a new video. Until then, take care of yourself. Bye bye.